Hi, and welcome to the Lone Star Play Podcast, where we sit, eat, chat, and repeat. I'm your host, Patrick Scott Armstrong, and we are coming to you from Austin, Texas. The Lone Star Play Podcast is produced by Texas Real Food. Go to texasrealfood.com, and you can search your city for local restaurants, stores, butchers, farmers markets, and more who are using organic, fresh, artisanal, and local sources. It's a fun site that brings all natural options all together.
I might be what you're looking for. Lady Takes the Cowboy, Sweet Becky Walker, Love of a Lifetime. Statue of That Heart, Sure Feels Like Love, Love Is Just a Game. My Last Love Song, Nothing But Your Love Matters, Easy on the Eye, Taking Somebody With Me When I Fall, Midnight Choir, Almost Called Her Baby, Boogie and Beethoven, Houston. And then we might do, Larry and Steve want to do a little bit of Houston, Broken Lady, but we're going to do All the Gold and probably Hallelujah. But all the other songs, all these other songs are Gatlin Brothers fan favorites other than the hits that we do every night and that you've seen. We haven't ever done these. Well, we've done some of them in concerts, but they were years ago.
Yeah, years ago.
When they were a single. When it was a single, we did.
You had to perform them. Yeah.
But, and people through the years of, they holler up stuff, Midnight Choir being the most requested song we've ever had.
Where are you at right now, Rudy?
Let me look. I'm home.
I mean, in what
Tennessee.
state? In Tennessee. Right on.
The state of confusion.
Yeah. How has the pandemic been for you at this point? You've been quarantining at home, that sort of thing, or?
Is there a pandemic going on? What?
Yeah.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? Hadn't heard a thing about it. I guess I could look right here instead of looking over here. I'm gonna look at the little hole. I need to put a little circle around that hole right there. Look here.
Right. Yeah.
We shut down like everybody. Rescheduled all the March through August dates.
Yeah.
To next year. That was the easy fix. Just do them this time next year.
Yeah.
And some August through December dates are still on the books. They could go away. We're waiting to hear if they shut those theaters down and those festivals or fairs or whatever we were doing. They shut them down. We are doing a little live stream concert.
That's right. Franklin Theater, right?
Tell everybody. Call people you don't even know and tell them about it.
Rudy told me to call you. Right,
I need the money. It's $20. It's $20. Hey,
that's nothing.
Perfect timing on this thing. Everybody's going to be back inside anyway.
Yeah, that's
theaters are closing down. Restaurants are closing. The kiddie rides, amusement. Go indoors. Grab your neighbors. Have a party. I got a friend that's going to hook it up on his big screen TV. It's $20, and everybody gets to watch Gatlin fan favorites. All the other songs that we don't have time to do in our concerts because we've been blessed, thank you, Lord, to have had 30 or 40 top 10 records that they played on the radio. We don't do all 30 or 40 of them. So here's the list.
Holy cow. That's a set list? Wow.
This is the ones, I might be what you're looking for. Lady Takes the Cowboy, Sweet Becky Walker, Love of a Lifetime. Statue of That Heart, Sure Feels Like Love, Love Is Just a Game. My Last Love Song, Nothing But Your Love Matters, Easy on the Eye, Taking Somebody With Me When I Fall, Midnight Choir, Almost Called Her Baby, Boogie and Beethoven, Houston. And then we might do, Larry and Steve want to do a little bit of Houston, Broken Lady, but we're going to do All the Gold and probably Hallelujah. But all the other songs, all these other songs are Gatlin Brothers fan favorites other than the hits that we do every night and that you've seen. We haven't ever done these. Well, we've done some of them in concerts, but they were years ago.
Yeah, years ago.
When they were a single. When it was a single, we did.
You had to perform them. Yeah.
But, and people through the years of, they holler up stuff, Midnight Choir being the most requested song we've ever had.
Oh, wow. Wow.
The song about the Mogan David and the drunks and all that.
Wow. So that's
another 20-minute story.
You got, so you just knew, okay, we've got to get, this is an opportunity to get these songs out for people and play them.
I have been thinking about this, working on this off and on for 10 years.
Wow.
What? We did a concert at the Bristol Motor Speedway 10 years ago. And there were 10 or 50, 200 people in the stands. And the guy said, promoter said, don't worry about the 200 people in the stands. We're streaming this live over the internet. Could be a couple of million people watching. And I went, what? What? He was working on the platform for Facebook.
Oh.
He was working on building a live streaming platform. And I said, well, let's talk a little bit more about this. He told me everything he knew and that he's working on it. He never did get that done. They hit their way. He went his. I've talked to him since then, and he said, yeah, I was working on it and had a name for it and everything, but it just never did work. And I don't know if Facebook, if that turned into Facebook Live or FaceTime or whatever.
Sure.
Facebook Live maybe. But they don't have a pay-per-view streaming component on Facebook. Now you can go and do, you see everybody doing Tip Me Jar and PayPal.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I never did want to do it for that, or I never did want to do it for free. I wanted to do it. This is what we do.
Yeah.
This is how we feed our families. It's a $20 ticket, $10, $15,
Yes.
$20. And this isn't a hobby.
Yeah. That's what you go see your cousin George at the, at the open mic for, right? Like,
yeah. Well, and so I have revisited this thing. I've finally, with the Franklin Theater, 6 miles south of here where I live.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful theater. We're going to put 70 people in the theater wearing masks. It finally came together. The venue, livestream.com, is a great platform that can handle 100 people tuning in or 100,000.
Wow.
And no glitches.
Yeah.
And people have had some trouble with that because they didn't buy a big enough broadband, big enough package to handle. They thought they were going to have 100 people tune in. They had 250, and some people, and I tried it on a guy's concert one time, couldn't get a ticket. Anyway, this will handle it. So finally, theater, livestream.com, the back office to, get your credit card, process all that. The lighting people, the camera people, sound's okay. We got all that taken care of, but the camera people, how we're going to do this, and so forth and so on. And it finally all fell into place. And I'm so thrilled that we're finally getting to do this. It's been a dream of mine for a long time. I got a guy in Sweden. Oh, Svensson or something from Sweden. That when I announced I was going to do this, I put this on Facebook 8 years ago. Would y'all pay 10 or 15, 20 bucks to see all these favorites? If you would, give me your favorites. Our Facebook page blew up with people. Oh, here's my favorite song. Do this one. Do Sweet Becky Walker. Do Boogie and Beethoven. Do Midnight Choir. And yeah, I'd pay 10, 15. I'd pay more. And every few years, Sven, when are you going to do the pay-per-view concert? When are you gonna? I'm trying
he wouldn't
to
let
get
it
a hold
go.
of Sven.
Yeah.
He wouldn't let it go. I'm trying to get a hold of him. So we're going to have a screen behind us. I'm trying to connect him up live with me sometime during the concert.
Wow.
Say, Sven, thank you, buddy. And we're do a little interaction stuff like that, But I'm not going to sit there and look at the camera and say, oh, let's see who's tuning in. Look, Larry, it's Aunt Ethel from me. I don't give a rat's ass about, them saying, because you see that on
Yeah,
Facebook.
totally.
People turn it on. They go, well, do something. Do whatever you do. Don't sit there and talk about, hey, look who's tuning. Love our fans and all that. I wish I could say hi to every one of them, but
Oh my God.
I do a little bit of that. I don't. And I'm working on some other stuff. But
Oh my God.
It's a big secret. But that's that deal. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the July 20th. FranklinTheater.com. Put it up on your screen. I want to see it scroll by on the bottom of the screen.
Well, when we edit it, I'm going to do that. In fact, I'm going to do a bunch of them right here. Boom, boom, boom. It's going to be everywhere.
And GatlinBrothers.com.
So this is a professional live stream, right? So people don't confuse it with these other, like you said, the other, the guy staring into the webcam. I mean, this is like professional. You guys are doing this. It's a great theater. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. How many, this will probably be what, 2-3 hours?
75 to 90.
75 to 90.
But we could go over
Sure.
No telling. I mean, we're just on until we.
But that just means y'all are just doing back-to-back song, right? Just boom, boom,
and we're gonna have
boom.
we're gonna have pitter patter.
Sure.
In between the songs, Larry will talk, of course, and set up the song. Maybe tell a little story, tell the midnight choir story a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have maybe some special little intros.
Nice.
Of some people, some friends of ours that happen to have a Gatlin Brothers favorite song, and I'm gonna, maybe have them do a little intro.
Nice.
I'm working on that right now for them to send me but don't tell Steve and Larry. Well, I'm gonna tell them that I've got some, but a little intro to the song. Here's Alison Krauss. Her favorite song is "Love of a Lifetime."
Wow, that's awesome.
You are the love. She sang it with a group when she was singing with the Collins family. Alison Krauss sang with the Collinsworth or Collings family. And there's a video of it. Collinsworth family, Love of a Lifetime. Allison's singing on it. It's always been her favorite. So I'm going to get her to do a little 20, 30-second intro. It's my favorite song. And Rudy's my favorite Gatlin brother, the tall, good-looking one on the right. That's me. Where's a picture? I need a picture, sir. But be sure to show my picture. A lot.
Absolutely. We'll touch it up, in fact.
Yeah. Oh, no, don't touch up neither.
You like it?
Look at this. What do you? Now, I did have a T-shirt on a while ago, and I said, God, I got to get a shirt on, get a collared shirt on. I look like some other guy.
Oh no! Now I feel bad.
Are you going to wear that on TV? For crying out loud, son! Get a shirt on. You look like you've been out in the barn. You're in show business, aren't you? What is this shit? I mean, get something.
Oh my gosh! I wore a sport coat and stuff, and they said I overdressed, so I don't know. I can't win.
Get a collared shirt on.
There we go.
I love that flag behind you there.
Yes, Texas, baby.
Texas. Where are you in Texas?
I'm in Austin right now, but I actually grew up in the Dallas area. I'm in Austin specifically, but I grew up in the Dallas area. So I'm a Texan. I graduated from Colleyville High School and Grapevine, like that area. I went there my whole life. I grew up in that area. Hurst, Euless, Bedford.
I know it well. I'm from Texas.
Yeah.
I remember visiting my cousin in Grapevine, Texas in the early 70s. He said, wow, they're building this little airport over here close by. I went, really? What's it going to be called? DFW Airport.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
And when that opened up, a lot of people remember when that opened up, it was the only thing out there.
Yeah.
DFW Airport was the only thing. And I remember when they opened up Six Flags on Interstate 30. We went out there in 1962 when I was 10 years old and went to Six Flags.
Yeah. Been there lots of times.
It was the only thing between Dallas and Fort Worth.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And you think,
yeah.
What? Yeah. It was
That's crazy.
The turnpike. They call it the turnpike.
Yeah.
Look at those old black and white film footage of the turnpike. People are driving. It looked like they're out in the country, and they are. They're just.
Was 360 still there?
No. 360? No.
Wasn't there?
It was the turnpike. That was it.
Just 30. Yeah. Wow.
Just the turnpike.
Yeah.
And then, of course, interstate. And there wasn't. I remember we lived in Odessa, so we drove Highway 80 through Midland, Big Spring, Sweetwater, Abilene, Weatherford, Dallas, Fort Worth, Dallas on Highway 80.
Wow.
2-lane. Yeah. Driving to Dallas to sing at Oak Cliff Assembly of God Church.
Wow.
What?
Yeah. How long a trip was that back then?
6 hours, 6 or 7 hours.
Yeah.
2-lane.
2-lane
trucks. It's like I try to stay off 2-lane roads, and when I'm on a 2-lane road, I get over to the right a little bit because those cars are passing real fast. and you miss each other. Think about it. By about what? 3 or 4 feet?
Nothing,
5
if
feet?
that.
And my mom used to drive home sometimes after we'd sing at church in Dallas at Oak Cliff. Sometimes we'd sing the Sunday night service also. And and then I'd wake up the next morning in my bed in Odessa. And that was before Larry had his driver's license and could help drive.
So he started driving when he could.
Mom played piano and then drove us home. And then when he got his license in like 62, 63, 4, something like that, he had helped drive.
Yeah, started chipping.
Because Dad wasn't going with us. Dad was in the oil field, so he wasn't going with us on those little trips that we used to sing at churches and hog callings and taffy pulls and hog calling.
Is that where it began? Hog calling? Yeah, really?
You sang at a hog calling?
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not even sure what a hog call, even though I'm from Texas, I'm not sure what that is exactly. Is that where they sell the hogs? Or
it's big in Arkansas.
Okay.
Suey? You know, Razorbacks. Suey, piggy, Suey.
Oh, yeah.
People call the hogs. They call the pigs, and then they whop them in the head and make bacon.
Wow.
And sausage. Anyway.
And they needed music for that.
I guess so. It's kind of a joke, but we'd sing at the drop of a hat. Yeah. But we started in Abilene, Texas, then moved out to Odessa, and Dad was in the oil business, so we moved around quite a bit. But we'd drive from Odessa to Abilene to Fort Worth, Dallas, Lubbock, Amarillo, just on the weekends. We'd sing gospel music at Plainview, Texas.
Oh yeah! Wow.
Brother Don George's church in Plainview, Texas. He had the church right next to the TBN on 183 in Dallas, right down from the old Cowboy Stadium. He had that big church right next to the big square building where TBN used to, Trinity Broadcasting.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Don George used to be a little church in Plainview, Texas. And now they've got a big church south of DFW Airport and it's big,
in Irving, right?
It's south. It's the south off George Bush. Off of George Bush.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You fly over it. You fly over his new Calvary Temple. Big interdenominational, interfaith, international folks from all over all different kind of ethnicities. Is that right? Races and stuff. Because he prayed to God. Our church is all white. What we're missing out here, God. There's a lot of people out there that aren't white that need Jesus.
Sure.
And the Lord opened up his heart and mind, and boy, there's just folks from all over the place. Because there are a lot of folks in Dallas Fort Worth as well, and probably Austin too.
Oh yeah.
From all over the country, all over the world. Yeah.
I feel like Texas is very diverse now. You go to Houston, for instance, or San Antonio, El Paso, even. I mean, it really doesn't matter where you go. It feels like there's a lot of diversity. It's really good.
We've got it here. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Well, why not?
Yeah, 100%.
Why not come in? Now we can't let everybody in all at once.
My mom's from Mexico, actually. My mom came from Mexico City. She was raised there and moved to the States in her 20s and met my dad. He's from St. Louis. And they met, and actually, they didn't even speak. My mom didn't speak English. My dad didn't speak Spanish, and they got married even before they could even communicate. It's crazy.
They communicated in a different way.
A different way, in love, as they would tell the story, as my mom tells the story. In love,
the language of love.
Yeah, the language of love. I was like, okay, we can stop there, Mom. We can.
That's enough.
Yeah,
I'm good.
I'm good. I'm good. We'll leave it for the memories. We're good.
I love to do that to my kids. I'll delve into that a little bit. They go, Dad, because we don't need to hear that.
Yeah. Well, stop. It ruins everything. I think That's funny. I had a question. I was thinking about, you're talking about going and playing all these churches, and my mind started going. I remember going to attending First Baptist Euless myself for a few years. And I remember thinking, how great the harmonies were, right, for everyone singing. And I'm thinking, is that where y'all really learned to, come together and sing and learn your vocal patterns and that sort of thing, and what each person could do?
Partly the church, school, and Southern Gospel Quartet groups like the Statesmen, Blackwood Brothers, the stuff you hear on the Gaither videos, and that's another story I could tell you. But that Southern style gospel, 4 guys, a quartet singing, lead tenor, baritone, and a bass, and a piano player singing those old great Southern style gospel songs. And we're trying to keep alive that, Gaither's done a great job in keeping that genre alive and kind of reinventing it, but it was dead for a while. I mean, because the contemporary Christian music had taken over, Amy
Sure.
Grant's, the Sandy Patty's, and Andre Crouch, and all that, exploded in the 70s, 80s, 90s. And Southern style gospel quartet singing kind of faded a little bit, but Gaither brought it back with those videos. And there's some wonderful, wonderful videos. Oops, he brought me here. Songs, wonderful videos. He's done a couple of on us. That's our first love. We grew up singing, going to their concerts in Abilene and Odessa, and buying the albums and taking them home. And Mom played piano, and we'd learn those songs and sang them in the church. But then you'd also hear the great hymns in the church, even in the Baptist church.
Yeah. Even in the Baptist church.
Well, now y'all don't get after it like we do in the Pentecostal church.
Not even close.
No, you don't sing victory.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
Not even close.
We tear it up. We get after it,
Yeah.
So we had influences there. And then we also had influences in school. Oh, yeah. Even in elementary school, we had a great music department in Odessa, Texas.
Wow.
In the schools of Texas, all that oil and gas money helped pay for wonderful schools, wonderful teachers, wonderful programs all through the school. I never went to a after school. It was football.
Yeah.
But band, choir, art, everything. I mean, I guess there were a couple of dance companies that, and I guess some of the kids went to ballet or gymnastics. We didn't have it back then. I guess there might have been some kids doing that somewhere, but it wasn't a big deal as it is now.
Sure.
All the off-campus after-school activities. It was all through the school. So we had a great choir department, and I love good choral music. In fact, I'm going back to my 50th high school reunion.
Wow.
In August in Odessa.
Wow.
And I'm getting all the choir members together that sang in the Odessa High School choir my sophomore, junior, and senior year, mixed choir and a cappella choir. And we're going to sing. I've got one of our choir directors that came on in Odessa a couple of years after I graduated. She was there for 37 years. She's still there. She's going to direct us, and we're going to do some great choral music because
amazing.
I love it.
Yeah,
it's
amazing.
Just because we had some amazing voices, amazing talent in Odessa, Texas, as they did probably in Austin, San Antonio, because we went to All-State Choir, and it was in San Antonio my junior year, and there were kids from all over the state. It's All-State Choir. It was a heck of a choir. We had great voices all over the state. I mean, you talk to other choir directors around the country,
Texas.
They envy the choirs from Texas.
I love
we
that.
had some incredible choral directors that, man.
What makes a good choral director? What are the qualities you think?
Having the heart. First of all, you got to have the heart for that music and the know-how to take a bunch of ragtag muffin, oil field trash kids. Our daddies worked in the oil field, and we were just, they common, everyday, hardworking. But man, there was some talent, and we didn't know. It was just normal growing up, later on, we went, hey, we were pretty good. And today we just marvel at what we used to do. They don't even, well, there are some choirs, high school choirs, I guess, that still attempt to do good choral music. Sure. But they want to do Justin Bieber music. What?
Oh, really? That's like, that's crazy.
They've loosened up the,
yeah, they've loosened up the restrictions, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they don't do the Te Deums and the Brahms and the Beethovens and the Bachs and that long-haired music that we did. Now, we had our madrigal groups and our quartet groups and little groups that did musical or stuff like that. But basically, it was a lot of, real strict, beautiful, beautiful choral music. Anyway, so we had those influences.
Yeah.
To answer your question, several different influences. And then I grew up in the 60s. Early 60s. The Beatles.
The Beatles, yeah.
Then the Rolling Stones. And the Dave Clark Five. And the Kinks. And that rock and roll, the 60s rock and roll. Right after Elvis and the early Roy Orbison hits and the early 60s, then the Beatles hit in 64. It just opened up a whole new deal.
Were you blown away by the first time how did you see him on TV or you heard it on the radio? What was your first Beatles?
On the Ed Sullivan Show.
Okay.
I don't think I saw the first one. We had to go to church.
Couldn't see
Ed
it.
Sullivan was on it.
Yeah.
Ed Sullivan was on it 8:00. And the first night in February, whatever date that was in 1964, we couldn't go. Well, I didn't go to church the second time they were on. Or I went to church and I skipped out.
Yeah.
And I went because and there were church kids preachers' kids. Dad, I ain't got the Beatles on TV. I'm the preacher and you're my daughter. You're going, Dad. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Daughters, the sons and daughters were getting thrown out of the family for going and seeing that, And look back on those pictures of them and sing. They've got, that hair was real long. It's nice. They've got on suits and ties.
They're wearing suits and ties.
And they sing their song. And then they get through the song. They back up and they bow. And that was
so respectful, right?
Oh, that was so awful.
Awful.
They were just the devil himself. The devil himself right there. The music was great. The songs, the records, which means that body, that whole thing, the song, the instrumentation, the singing, the record, it stands the test of time. And when you hear it today, it still does something to you. It still sounds great. So, and then there were other groups, in the 60s and all that stuff later on. And so we had a lot of influences. Now, we didn't listen to that rock and roll music in the house.
Weren't allowed.
Yeah, weren't allowed. And there were a lot of other kids' parents didn't allow.
Sure. So what do you do? You just have to go out with your friends in a car, like, car radio? I'm assuming that's what my dad used to tell me. That's what they would do because my grandfather was the same way with them, couldn't listen to it in the house. But boy, did they find a way to still listen to it, right?
Right. And we go to play nights and dances up at of course, I snuck out. I didn't sneak out of the house. I just told Dad I wasn't going to go on the stage there at the gymnasium and where they were dancing. I was going to go play basketball.
Yeah.
Play night once a month. I was going to go throw the Frisbee or play racquetball or something. But no, I went immediately to that stage on that end of the field house there. I'm looking around. Hope Dad, just keep looking around so make sure Dad doesn't play. Cover my six. If you see my dad,
cover my six.
Cover. Yeah, that's military talk.
Yeah,
Air
no,
Force
I get
talk.
it. I get it.
Cover
Yeah,
my
my
six,
dad.
baby.
Yeah, my dad was in the Air Force. So yeah.
Well, really.
Yeah.
Right. Tell him we appreciate his service. I love their
Absolutely.
motto.
Yeah. Motto? I don't even know their motto. Oh gosh.
Shoot them in the air, sort them out on the ground.
Oh, I like that. Well, I love that already. I think my dad might have said that to me a few times, to my brother and I. Right? Didn't know what that meant at the time.
You do now. That's
so
great.
Look, I noticed, Rudy, as well, that you guys are releasing this. You guys are working with Time Life. It's this great sort of like digital multi-album release.
It's a tribute album.
Tribute album. Yeah. I was hoping we could
Who's
talk
doing
about
a tribute
that
album on you? We are. Because nobody was going to get around to it, and we're going to croak here one of these days. So we thought, why don't we do a tribute album to ourselves? And I've been working on this for about 10 or 15, 20 years. One of these days, because everybody in country music, even some of the young kids, Rascal Flatts, we went out and flew out somewhere to their tour a couple years ago and did all the gold. They loved they were doing all the gold in their shows.
Wow.
All the gold, and So we went out and popped up on stage. We got a little surprise for you. The Gatlin Brothers, Alison Krauss loves Love of a Lifetime. And you talk to any country music person our age, and like I said, some even younger, that have heard the music and they have favorites, whether they're a hit or an album cut or a minor, not a minor hit, but just not as big a hit as All the Gold.
Sure.
And we have, same thing. Charlie Daniels, God rest his soul. Yeah. We lost a good one this week. Everybody, Dev went down to Georgia. Great record, great song. My favorite was In America. Go YouTube Charlie Daniels, In America. Great song, great record. He did it in 1980 at the Grammy Awards show. And this was after Russia had invaded Czechoslovakia. And later on that summer, President Carter canceled the Summer Olympics. But the Winter Olympics they still went on, and Mike Eruzione and the great hockey team beat the Russians. That was the year that
the miracle
happened.
Story, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they were playing We're Number One as they're skating around the ice. One of our songs. We're Number One. They were playing.
Wow.
That. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Back to Charlie.
Amazing.
It's just.
I played hockey for 10 years, so that's amazing to me.
I just sent Mike Eruzione because I want him to introduce the song We're Number One.
Wow.
And say, hey, I didn't know when we were skating around the ice celebrating when we beat the Russians, because we were skiing in Salt Lake City. Went down after we were skiing and went to the bar, and we were drinking, and everybody was, we beat Russia.
Yeah,
and
totally.
we tuned in on the TV and they were playing We're Number One, our record. And I want him to say, that's been one of my favorite Gatlin Brothers songs ever since then. I didn't know who you guys were, but I found out later that was y'all. And we ended up playing golf together, Mike Eruzione.
Wow.
And Steve and Larry on celebrity golf tournaments and stuff. So that was, everybody's got a favorite. My favorite of Charlie's was In America. And he did that song, which talks about America coming together. You never did think it would happen in America again. We're walking real tall and talking real proud again, and after Russia had done what they had done, the crowd went ballistic.
Wow.
I was in the room at the 1980 Grammys in LA, and everybody, and they dropped an American flag down behind him when they were doing it on stage. And I mentioned that to Charlie because he had his arm in a cast. He had broken his arm. He said, oh God, yeah, I remember that. And he did it recently on the Opry and said something about it, that this was Rudy Gatlin's favorite song of ours, and they did it. And the crowd went nuts. Now, they wouldn't do that probably today, but they did back then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's wow. Can't even imagine being in that room. I can't imagine. Song. Yeah.
So this is our 65th. Your next question was, how long y'all been doing this? I'm answering your questions.
My question actually was, how many years do you have left? No, I'm joking. I'm
going to make it till about lunchtime. And speaking of that, let's see. I've given you way too much. Oh, hey, from Alison Krauss, Oh gosh, Rudy, I hope you're doing great. I love that song and you guys, but I am so okay. Well, okay. All right. Well, that's Allison. I'll get to her message in a little bit, but you
Look
know,
at that.
name
Just
dropper.
the life you're leading.
Allison. Oh, what is she doing? Bugging me again? Oh, good. Allison, quit bugging me. Oh, Vince Gill will probably call and want to play golf later. Vince, I know you got a lot of time on your hands because the Eagles canceled all their dates this year. They did. They're not doing anything. I wonder how they're going to make it. Do you need to borrow some money, Vince, to get you through the end of the year? You don't? Okay. Well, can I borrow some money?
Yeah.
I know. I know Amy's got a lot of money. If you hadn't pissed off all yours, had you?
Yeah.
Let's go play golf and maybe I'll get a little of it.
That's right. There you go. Betting on
Be there
golf. So you like playing golf? You play a lot of golf.
I love it. I'm tired of talking to you. I'm going to go play golf. We love golf.
Yeah.
Made a lot of great friends in golf. You know, Jack Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer, Ben Crenshaw, Tom Kite, Curtis Strange. You know, Davis Love. Don't know as many of the new guys. Of course, we haven't been out there, but we used to play a lot of pro-ams and around the country, and then AT&T National Pro-Am, and just made a lot of great friends in golf. And we've played a lot of golf tournaments to raise money for charity. Great way to raise money for charity. People, if they'll pay a couple $1,000 to play golf with me for a charity, come on, let's do it.
You guys do so much for veterans and children, right? I mean, you guys do so much work for that. That's awesome.
The TAPS, Tragedy Assistance Program for Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors, TAPS.org. Well, thank you, first of all, for your compliment there. We've been blessed, and those families, like the Wounded Warrior Project or any number of great, Home Free Project, or there are all kind of organizations out there building these guys homes, building them houses when they come back. And because they're coming back from the battlefield alive, we can save them now.
Yeah.
And they don't have arms or legs. We went through the Walter Reed Hospital a couple of years ago and did a concert for the ones that could get down to the rotunda, the center part of the building. And then we went to some rooms where they've got guys strung up that can't move, that are strapped in there, recovering from arms and legs being, we can save them now. That's the good news.
Sure.
The bad news is we can save them now, and their prosthesis, which is great, but that's the good news also. And so they need some help. I mean, my gosh, they're, and I don't feel sorry for them. They don't want you to feel sorry for them.
Not at all.
But by golly, let's help them. So, and the ones that have lost a loved one, the TAPs are for the survivors. These mamas have young kids, and their daddy's been, taken from them.
Sure.
Whew, there's a whole bunch of them out there. So we try to, in fact, go to our website, and you can buy the Newton running shoe. It's the red, white, and blue Newton running shoe. They were $150. They've come down to $100, but they're still giving $50 a pair to TAPS.
Oh, really? $50 a pair?
Hold on.
Oh, yeah. We're getting an example.
You still there?
No, I left. I'm going to go play golf. No, I'm joking. Oh man, those are awesome. Those are $100. $100. I'm gonna buy a pair. Done.
Get a pair. Red, white, and blue, and then beautiful. Got little guitars on the back. Got TAPS right there.
Done.
Go to
GatlinBrothers.com, right? GatlinBrothers.com.
Yeah, and it'll take you to the link.
Yeah.
A special link it'll take you right here. I'll send this stuff to you.
Those are awesome.
Thank you. Great story behind how all that happened, but the Newton Running Shoe Company is a great bunch of guys and gals, and Steve complimented the owner. We did a party for him, did his 80th birthday party in Colorado for the owner, And Steve said, I like your shoes, man. Well, I own the company, Newton Running Shoes. Let me send you a pair. Steve said, well, here are our sizes. And he sent us some, and they got to talking later. Why don't we design a shoe for you and give some money to charity? And that's what we came up with.
That's awesome. Like how was that designing a shoe? That's something you never done before, right?
Well,
that's like
we just kind of let them do it
and sort of approve some designs and sort of thing. Yeah.
This is an old model where this part is a little bit lighter blue. The newer models are darker blue right there, but everything else is the same taps and got our logo in there.
Yeah, I mean it's a great. Yeah, that's a great shoe, right? Yeah,
that's
a great shoe.
I'm gonna play golf in this today, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna play golf in them.
Because
we were thinking about having them design a golf shoe for us, but this maybe able to play golf in these. I'm gonna find out. Yeah,
there you
can. Go. Yeah. So what's your next question, aren't you?
The 65-year. Let's talk about. We didn't even we brought it up and then we just glossed over it here.
Well, there again, check out
5
March
years.
March 8th of 1955, we won a little talent show in Abilene, Texas. Cavalcade. Hold on.
I love this. I love this.
Now, I'm going to show you something. Not a whole lot of folks. Well, I guess we put it on. We've got a picture of mom holding it a couple of years ago. Mom was holding this right here.
Oh,
that's the trophy. We won a little talent show. First award, Cavalcade of Talent, 1955. That's the little trophy we won at the Rosefield House, Hardin Simmons University, Abilene, Texas.
Wow.
We won the juvenile division. That's what they call it. And we refer to it as, well, we won our division, but we were the only ones in the 2, 4, and 6 division. And we didn't win they had a college division, high school, and juvenile. And there was a young man there that was blind that played piano, and he won it 2 years in a row. He won the overall contest.
Oh,
but
wow.
by golly, we got this.
Go.
And it's in the papers. It's in all the papers. Abilene Reporter the next morning. And it's quite a glowing little review of our win the night before. And a guy heard about it, and he had a radio and TV show there, and his name was Winston Moore. And nobody remembers Winston Moore, but a lot of old country music people will remember the name of Slim Willett. And you can go and look on YouTube, Slim Willett. Don't let the stars get in your eyes. Don't let the moon break your heart. He wrote it, recorded it, had a big hit on it in the early 50s, retired, went back to Abilene, started a radio and TV show at KRBC TV, and we were on it. In fact.
Wow. Oh, he put you guys right on TV, just
right there on TV. And if I can find the picture, I know I've got it here handy, and I think I do. So that kind of started and we started singing and got little outfits alike and started singing gospel music and in churches and
yeah.
Can you see that?
Wow.
That's the three of us. That's Mom in the black outfit there at the piano. That's at KRBC TV sometime in April, May, June of 1955, shortly after we won that little.
I mean, my God, you guys are up like on a table there or something, right?
Yeah. Because the camera was up here. The camera level was here. So we had to, I don't guess the camera could tilt down far enough to get us if we were standing on the floor or the stage. So they put us on a table. But so that started it, singing. And we shortly thereafter in 1959, started recording records for Sword and Shield Records out of Arlington, Texas.
Oh, wow.
And then we cut some albums in the late, I guess 60 was the first album. 4 old gospel, albums. And moved to Odessa and kept doing it. Dad was in the old business, so we moved around quite a bit. But just started singing in churches and in the summer mainly when we were out of school, So, and then country music, went to Nashville. Larry went to Nashville in the early 70s, and we started cutting some country stuff and had a hit on Broken Lady in 76, Grammy Award. Took off, hit the road. Full time, big time in June of 76 to, then all those records started coming after that, all these plus the ones that, they were big hits. And took a break every now and then where we weren't, touring 200 plus days a year. But basically we've been singing somewheres in some form since 1955.
That's
and
crazy.
When are we going to quit? When they get to the part about the dirt. When they cover my ass up, I guess is when I'll quit.
Yeah.
Why quit?
Did you ever like have a backup plan early on, or did you ever think I'm going to do something else? You were just like, this is it.
This has got to work.
This has got to work.
And some people say that's a good idea. Put your all. No, sometimes it's not. Because see, everybody, it's like right now, everybody wants to be a country music. Everybody's a songwriter. Everybody's a singer. Everybody's just the next Mr. or Mrs. Miss Wonderful. No, you're not. Sorry. It's just not going to happen for everybody. It can't happen for everybody. There's too many. There are just too many, and we can't assimilate. And that's the way in every genre, not just in country.
Sure.
That's why you see a lot of country, rock, pop. I'm sure it happens in rhythm and blues and rap music, and where they come and they have a hit or two, then they're gone because someone, look at that guy over there. We like him now. Oh, and he's hot for a while. Oh, wait a minute. I like that guy. And they're hot for a while. People don't have the careers that,
How do you get that longevity? Longevity.
That's a big word. Let's see. I don't know what it means.
That's a big word for me. Obviously, I couldn't get that out.
Yeah. Well, I'm an English Nazi. I'm going to have to change that term. My kids call me that. I'm going to think of another word. But the reason we love the English language, and Larry really loved it because he's a writer. I love it. And I correct people on TV that can't speak the English language. Please learn it or get off TV. We had such an incredible, like I said, we had incredible choir directors, but we also had incredible math teachers, history teachers, and English teachers. I know how to conjugate a sentence, right? Conjugate a verb.
Yeah.
And I know how to diagram a sentence. Noun, verb, adverb, adjective, how to, and not in a sentence and a preposition, and when to say best, better, it's the better soft drink in the whole world. Are there only two? If there are more than two, you use the word best.
Best.
Not better. Better they don't want to say best because I think they think it's making it too big of a deal or something. But that's the proper word to use when if you're just describing two or fewer.
See, this could have been your fallback, a teacher. You could have been.
Could have, yeah. Now, and Larry said he'd always wanted to be a teacher and a high school coach. And I may still do that one of these days. I love to substitute. Years ago, I did it after I was out of college, and I substituted a little bit. And teachers don't make enough.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
They
I have friends that are teachers. They don't make enough money.
They ought to make 3 and 4 times what they make.
What they go through is unbelievable. I often wonder, my friends that are teachers, why do you still do this? It's because they love giving back and want to help. Right? I mean, it's like
they got the heart for it.
They have the heart. How wonderful is that? It's like it's so wonderful.
And we're going to lose a lot of them because they're not going to be able to put up with the happy horse hockey. I cleaned that up. I really want to say happy horse shit that goes on in schools. And Steve's wife is a teacher. She just retired, but she put in 25, 30 years, and she's going back substituting a little bit now. She tells us stories about what they have to do and what she had to do in her classroom, and she just had enough. She couldn't, they're getting away with so much. Anyway, they just, it's hard enough. It was hard enough teaching kids that were disciplined.
Yeah. I'm sure you were disciplined, right, Rudy? You were.
Trust me. We were, if you knew Curly Gatlin, yeah, we walked the straight and narrow. We didn't mess up in school. I tell people, not one time when we were growing up, to my knowledge, not one, because I'd have heard about it, because I'd have heard Dad getting after and whooping, and we used to get whoopings.
Yeah, me too.
Steve or Larry or my sister, we'd have got it. We'd have caught holy heck if a teacher, a principal, a coach, anybody ever had to call the house. Rudy's been acting up a little bit up here at school. They never had to make that call.
That's awesome. That's great.
Now, I did some stuff and I didn't get caught. But all the time I was doing it, I was thinking, if I get caught doing this, I am dead. And my daddy's going to kill me. Oh, please, Jesus, don't let me get caught. And I almost got caught a couple times. But I can count on one hand how many times I did stuff like that, maybe 2 or 3 times. The rest of the time,
Yeah, you were focused.
Oh, boy. So we didn't goof off. We didn't goof off and mess around because we had to answer back home. That's the way it used to be. That's the way we were raised. And God-fearing parents and hard-working and God-fearing. And most kids were raised that way. I tried to raise mine that way with a little more leniency than my dad showed me, but that was the way it was done back then.
Yeah.
That's fine. Look how good I turned out.
My dad would always say that to me, I was raised on a farm in, Missouri. You're getting it 10 times better than I ever got it. I walked up a hill both ways sort of thing, in the snow.
It was uphill in the snow to school, and it was uphill back home.
What? I swear my dad said that one time in a story, and my brother and I never let that go forever. I mean, for years, my dad hated that we would bring that up. But he was right in a lot of ways. He was right. We had it way easier than him, and he never let us forget that. He always wanted us to be grateful for what we had.
Respect your elders.
Yes. Oh, 100%.
You didn't say yeah, no, huh?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
No, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Open doors for ladies.
Oh,
cordial. You're nice. You know.
I'll still do all of that to this day.
All of it. Great. That's the way it should be.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Well, I tried that on my kids, and it worked. Gosh, look at the time. It's just flying by, and just lunchtime. Good God, how long? We've been on the phone for an hour? I don't have that kind of time. Why have I been spending time with this clown for an hour? How much does this pay? Does this pay pretty good?
$20 for the live stream. That's it. That's a $20 donation.
You better be responsible for getting us a lot of people to sign up.
I'm going to get on there. I'm telling you, I'm going to spread it around for sure. We'll do our best to get everybody to watch that show. July 25th. You can buy the tickets where? On your website, right?
If you go to our GatlinBrothers.com, there's a link there to the Franklin Theater. Click on that. It takes you to the Franklin Theater to buy a ticket. The shoes, there's a link.
Oh, yeah.
There's another link for our clothing line, Gatlin Brothers Collection, but it's kind of in a state of flux right now. So we had a clothing line. We were trying to bring clothes, have clothes made in America, sport coats and shirts and stuff like that. And I'm still getting the shirts. But anyway, there's a lot of good stuff on there. And there's a store where you can buy records, old CDs, and Larry's book and a bunch of other stuff. But I'll send you, have I got your email or?
You probably don't.
Is this am I talking to you? Yeah, I'm talking to you. How am I talking to you? Oh, how are we doing?
Through Zoom.
Oh, we're Zooming. We're not FaceTiming or on the phone. Here's my phone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'll give you my email address right now. Kay has it, but yeah. I spoke to Kay yesterday, actually, in fact, on the phone.
Okay. What is it?
Patrick.
Patrick.
Yep. At Texas Real
TEXAS Real
Food.
Real Food.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what is Texas Real Food?
That's who produces this podcast. That's the company I essentially work for. Well, there's a website called TexasRealFood.com.
We support. They make.
We don't make anything. We're a directory. We support all the organic, the farms here in Texas, farmers.
All the brands.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right.
All organic, artisanal, right? All natural stuff in Texas. Yeah. It's amazing, actually. Yeah, we do a lot of great work.
TexasRealFood.com. Okay, let me send you. I'll send you the Franklin Theater link and some other pertinent info. Gatlin Brothers. You got GatlinBrothers.com. Snappy name, don't you think? It took us forever to think that up. Gosh, we're going to design a website. What do you think we ought to call it? I don't know. How about GatlinBrothers.com?
Luckily, nobody had it, right? Can you imagine? That's the worst.
Yeah. They'd charge us $200 or $300 to get it back.
That'd be a steal. Yeah, Rudy, this has been amazing. Gosh, honestly, my abs are hurting from laughing so much. I wasn't expecting that.
No, a lot of people aren't, and I just cut up and have a big time, and
I love it. I love it.
We enjoy what we do, and have fun, and good Lord, we're blessed. I don't have any problems. I mean, I got problems, but really, I don't have any problems. You got problems? Do you really have problems?
Real problems? Yeah, and I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Now, the country's in a hell of a mess, but
sure. Yeah.
Hell of a mess.
Yeah. The world.
We'll get it worked out.
My wife's from Spain, and her family is struggling over there. Yeah.
No kidding.
My family in Mexico as well. So for me, it's worrisome everywhere, like from all sides, here, my family here, and all over. So it's crazy. So yeah.
Well, give them my best.
Thank you.
Family my best.
I appreciate that.
I was just looking at myself down here how you like my paintings there behind me?
You painted those?
No, but those are quail birds.
Yeah, they're awesome.
I love to go back to West Texas and quail hunt. That's an artist, Jack Hahn. That's 99 of 200. He was an artist up at the Amana, Iowa place. And this is that's big country royalty. That's a James Pardee, 269 of 500. That was for the big country celebrity quail hunt out in Abilene years ago.
Oh, wow.
I'd rather quail hunt than eat.
Wow.
I love to quail hunt.
I love eating quail. I'll tell you that.
We got those blue quails out in West Texas,
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. I've served lots of quail myself in my food truck and restaurant when I had it. Yeah, for sure. I love quail. Worked at a lot of restaurants that serve quail. I mean, in Texas.
Man. Yeah. Even if they're pen raised.
It's all kinds of different, and even I worked at this one place. It was really cool. It was Indian and Spanish and Turkish all blending, and we did these small plates, and we did this quail in what's called a tagine. It's cooked in like this clay pot sort of thing. Amazing. Oh, honestly, one of the best quails I'd ever had. It was stuffed with like rice and cranberries and some other different things. It was just amazing. It was really just, I never had quail like that. And I had quail my whole life in Texas.
Well,
so it was, I just love that
bird.
Very
unique. That's very different.
Yeah.
That's very unique,
It was.
Wow.
It was. Yeah. So big fan of quail for sure. You don't really get it anywhere else if you travel
around. No, you don't
around,
get that.
No. Yeah.
Not like you do in Texas. I miss Texas. I'll be back there one of these days when I'm done here, when everything's, I don't need to be here as much,
Well,
I moved back here 4.5 years ago. Well, I miss y'all. My kids are there. Grandkids eventually will be there. Yeah. So this is all going to work out about the time that I don't have to be here as much.
Sure.
I lived here a long time ago and then moved away, then moved back 4.5 years ago because we were just so busy doing stuff here.
Sure.
And that I'll be back there in Texas one of these days. God bless.
Texas always pulls people back. Hook 'em horns.
Wreck 'em tech.
You're gonna do them both. You got to do them both.
I'm a Texan. There it is right there. That is a hook 'em horns, wreck 'em tech deal. And a lot of people say, "Oh, you can't do that." Oh, kiss my butt. I can too. I'm a Texan. Darrell Royal and Edith Royal, very dear to my hearts. The University of Texas. I've got a lot of Aggies friends, and I got a lot of Baylor Bear friends, and TCU and SMU ponies. And I went to Texas Tech, so go Tech, hook 'em horns. I'll even pull for the Aggies when they're playing somebody else that, from now, I don't like Oklahoma, but I don't have to like OU. Norman High School, Norman High School, Norman High School, Norman High School. No. Pitiful. Barry Switzer's a good friend, though.
Oh, really?
I like Coach.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, I like Coach Switzer. He's a piece of work. And Toby Keith, Vince Gill, Reba McEntire. They're all from Oklahoma.
Oh, wow.
And they're, all good friends. But one day of the year, October the 8th or 9th or 10th, I don't like anybody from Oklahoma.
Right. It's just like.
I just heard, hey, speaking of that, I just heard they canceled the State Fair of Texas this year.
Yep.
What?
First time, I think.
And since World War II.
Yeah.
Are they still? I mean, are we still going to have the game as football? Are they playing football this fall? Have they said yet? No,
I have no idea. Honestly, they said they're going to do it. They just haven't said exactly
how they're going to do it, right? Well, just get it figured out. I mean,
they might do the basketball route where they're. Yeah, I don't know if you've heard that. Like I think it's Orlando or somewhere near Orlando. They're using like a Disney facility that's all in, a community that's enclosed. So basically, the whole team and staff, everyone has to stay in one spot. They can't leave, and you play the games there. No fans. No stands, right? They're playing in one arena. I don't know how that's going to work. Honestly, they're preparing to start doing this. So
do it at Jerry World.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. That would be right. I mean,
AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas.
It's massive.
Close the roof.
Yeah. So I think they're going to do it. I mean, I've heard Mark Cuban talk about what he wants to do with the Mavericks. And I can only imagine Jerry Jones would want to do the same thing, which is keep the games going.
Sure.
Find a way to do that somehow. Don't just people need sports. To be honest with you, I think I'm not really a sports person myself per se right now in my life, but I know people love sports and I know they need it in their life. To be honest with you, I know what a big impact it has on their lives. Mm-hmm. So
it's just a part of the American fabric, the American culture. We love our sports.
I mean, internationally, everybody's suffering. Soccer games, right? Across the world, like they want the same thing. Everybody wants to get back to, to playing, and I think there's a way to do it. So we need to. We got to figure it out.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've enjoyed talking to you.
So yeah, Rudy, absolutely. Thank you again
Hope you
so
use
much.
Some of this.
There's a few minutes. There's a few minutes here or there. You
can use all of it. I don't just throw stuff out there for use all of it.
It's amazing. Yes.
Send me a copy of this. This was fun. This was good. I don't usually spend this much time with.
That's what I do. I bring people in.
Suck me in.
How
How long's your podcast? Well, it's usually only about 30 minutes, but you talk for an hour and a half. Crap. Well, you can chop this up and have me on tomorrow.
We get
part 2. Part 3.
Part
have
2.
A whole week of Rudy Gatlin.
Oh, listen to that. Look at that. Dedicate. I like a mini series, a mini podcast series. I don't know if that's been done before. This might be breaking new ground right here.
Now, when you say, of course, I know this is just strictly, are you video? It's a video podcast?
It's both.
Okay.
We
both.
Do both. Yeah.
Because used to the podcast was just audio, right?
Correct.
So now they're doing, when did they start the video is podcasts?
Probably like 10 years ago, maybe.
Oh, was it 10 years? Oh, was
yeah.
it? Okay. Well,
not a bunch of people were doing it, but that's when it started. There were definitely people doing it back then.
Okay.
I knew just kind of a fly on the wall sort of camera, right? Just nothing really like I have it, right? Like aimed at me and everything. It was just kind of, well, we're recording this with mics and stuff. Let's just have a camera here to throw on the internet, right?
Yeah, not like you where you get all dressed up and shaved. And
yeah. I knew you were going to bring that back up.
Look at this. Look at this guy.
Oh, my God. Now my wife is just going to be all over me.
Get a shirt on, young man. For crying
This is a
out
nice
loud.
T-shirt, too. This is nice.
I got my. Oh, that's a nice one?
It's a nice.
God, I'd hate to see the well-worn one.
Yeah.
I got Vince's. The Vinny. That's Vince Gill's golf tournament. Yeah. Anyway, I'm name dropping again. Anyway, get dressed. Good God, man. You're kind of in show business. Not really, but kind of. And if you want to stay in show business, clean up and get some clothes. Your mother would say, Patrick, get some clothes on. Shave. You look like a booger's ass. You look like what's that character that used to be? You look like Grizzly Adams, for crying out loud.
Oh gosh. Oh my. Now I'm crying. Okay.
Oh. Hey, I'm hungry. It's lunchtime.
Yes.
I'm
get
tired
some
of talking
food, Rudy.
to you.
Yes. Get some food. Get some food. Me too. I'm gonna go get dressed up and go get something to eat. So I'll do that.
God bless you. God bless Texas.
All right, Rudy. Yes. God bless Texas. Thank you again, man. Be safe. My best to you and your family and everybody. And
thanks.
Stay safe out there.
Do the same. Stay safe. God bless.
All right. I really hope you enjoyed that podcast as much as I did. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to email the podcast at patrick@texasrealfood.com. And don't forget, you can check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, all the different places you can get podcasts. You'll find us on there. Or you can just go to our website, go to thelonestarplate.com. And you can check us out on YouTube if you want to watch it. We video these now, on a little webcam here. And go to the Texas Real Food YouTube channel, and you can find it there. Make sure to follow Texas Real Food as well on Instagram and Facebook. Subscribe. And if you are so inclined, please leave us a review anywhere you can. Follow us on Spotify or leave a review on Apple Podcast. That would really help us out. Thanks again for listening. Really do appreciate it. Without you guys, what's the point of doing this? So if you have any suggestions on how we can make the show better, please let us know. Thanks again. Be safe out there. Wash your hands.